activity center or whatever. It's like where we had our rock climbing, and they had basketball courts, and they had old mats from when they used to have a wrestling program. They had some heavy bags and weights and all that. So I would find anybody upstairs on the wrestling mats doing martial arts, or I would find somebody hitting the speed bag or what have you, or talking about being in brawls in the streets or whatever with their buddies. And I would go, oh, yeah, man. Oh, so you fight, or, oh, you train, and blah, 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 and make a little conversation and go, oh, you ever watch UFC? What do you think of it? You know, if they're like, oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's badass, blah, 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 blah. Oh, all right. Would you be interested in fighting? Huh? Well, yeah, we could, you know, you and me, we'll fight. We'll figure out the rules, and then, yeah, we'll just go at it. And surprisingly, a lot more people accepted than you would think. But
really,
the funny thing is that it was pretty quickly that they figured out, like, oh shit. Yeah, so like the first like ripping low kick on somebody, and they're like, fuck, you know, no one had ever done that to them. You know, they come forward, I'm shooting doubles and body locking them and throwing them on their back. I remember I had both hooks in, sprawled the guy out completely on his face, and I'm just throwing 12 to 6 elbows into him. He's like, that's it, I'm done. And it got to the point where at times, so there was like 3 or 4 full court basketball courts that ran, that was right next door, right alongside where the mats were. And there was a big cargo net that hung between it, so the balls would hit the net and they wouldn't go over into the other areas. And I remember one time, everybody that was playing basketball at some point had stopped, and they were hanging on the cargo nets and just watching and cheering as it's beating the shit out of people.
It's the best.
I know it sounds ridiculous. I know it does. It's like, there's no way it was like that, but I fucking swear to God. And the only way that I could say that it did turn out that way is because I'm a person who is willing to actually create such an unusual atmosphere. I will, like I said, talk to people and literally, okay, well, hey, let's and set the stage for like, well, oh, okay, I guess it's okay then. And then it's like, oh shit, he's punching me in the mouth. or they're like, oh no, my cardio sucks. Or, oh no, I'm underneath him and I can't get up. And so it was what it was, but I do feel like it helped sharpen my skills, and truly, there was nowhere to fight. That you have to, I mean, it just wasn't available. And in this also, people always raise an eyebrow at this. There used to be forums on AOL, chat boards and stuff, where people who were into this would exchange information about height, weight, how many fights they'd had, what skills, what rule set they want to fight under, and people would meet up and fight. I met a guy on a board like that. Went to the Washington Athletic Club, which is super ritzy. I show up, go upstairs to the judo room. There was like a big matted martial arts room, and the judo room was even another room within it. Closed off, met the guy, we agreed on the rules, and fought each other.
That's amazing.
And then afterwards, all we did was talk about how much we loved MMA, how he had seen me fight at AMC before, and we're talking about other fighters, and you know, it was all completely copacetic, nothing weird whatsoever, other than the fact of people meeting up to just fight for the love of it, right? You know,
it's like Tinder meets Fight Club. I love it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so cool.
Less oil.
Yeah, less oil.
Less oil.
Unless the rules state otherwise, of course. You guys can work out the rules. Yeah.
Could be Turkish.
Oh man, dude.
You know, I maintained a lot of my wrestling training throughout this as well. Like, that's always been paramount to me. There's a little part of me that always regrets not going into a wrestling program. I had some offers to some places. I could have walked on at Oklahoma, but I didn't really know what I was doing in terms of college and college athletics. I had offers to do track and field in small colleges. I had offers to play football for Cornell, an Ivy League school, Chicago, other places. Although I had to be honest, I was a bit more intimidated at the fact of like, I don't know if I could actually carry the workload here. Like, this might be nuts. You know, I don't know if I'm Ivy League. I don't care what my SATs say. It's a different story. And I just thought, well, at the end of the day, the uh, winning a football championship or even winning an Olympic gold medal is not the same as being the champion fighter of the world. I felt like that didn't equate. I mean, not to knock. Are you kidding me? Like the Olympics are of the highest level of athletics, and Olympic athletes. I have to always remind people. I go, you have no idea what it's like to be this kind of an athlete. Like you think you know what being a pro athlete is like. This is next level. You've never experienced anything like this. Trust me. And as someone who has trained with Olympians in Olympic settings and under coaching, and people really, it's a rude awakening when they figure out, when they even get a taste of what it means like to try and train at an international Olympic level. But I just, in my mind, being the baddest fighter in the world trumped everything. You know, that kind of accomplishment was like universally greater than any other in the world. And, you know, in the original Olympics, it was, I believe it was Plato or Socrates that said that a wrestler is by far like a superior athlete to any other